A lot of people have moved abroad today using the help of digital nomad visa. And the good thing is, most of these European countries, they are rolling out digital nomad visa to encourage foreigners to come to their country and work from there. Now, what is this digital nomad visa as well? So it's kind of a visa that allows you to come to a particular country and stay there and work. For example, let's say you live in Nigeria and you are working for a company in the US or in America, you can as well apply for this kind of visa to move there. I have a lot of friends who have moved abroad through digital nomad visa. Even currently right now, I have someone who is from America who is applying for digital nomad visa to move to Portugal. So we are working hand in hand to make sure that he achieves that process. I've thought about Croatia digital nomad visa. I've thought about Portugal as well. Now, this is for Spanish digital nomad visa. Now, what do you need? There's a couple of things you need to pay attention to. It's either if you're an employee or someone who is self-employed. These two can as well do this digital nomad visa. I will share my screen with you guys. We'll look at a list of documents that you need to have, and I'll explain each of them step by step and how to go around the whole thing, so that how you can as well do the whole thing, apply for the visa and possibly move. And the good thing is you can as well move with family. If you're a family person, you maybe have dependent, you can move as long as you show the minimum required means of sustenance. Of course, you can cover everybody. You are good to go. Now, let me stress more on this employer and someone who is self-employed. If you're an employee, for example, that means you work for a company from outside your own country. Maybe you're in Nigeria, you work for a company in America. Now, what do you need? You need what? A contract that shows the duration of how long you'll be working for the company or how long your contract will last. Your pay slips that shows you earn up to 2,849 euros per month, and you need at least minimum of what? 3 months banks pay slips to account for that as well. You also need a letter of consent that says that the company, they are aware that you are leaving your country to go to another country, that is Spain here, for example, to go and work. They are aware that you are going to Spain as a digital nomad to work from there. And again, you also need your degree certificate, that's your bachelor's or master's. But in this case, if you're someone who doesn't have a degree or you don't have bachelor's or master's, and you know that you have up to 3 years experience in that particular field, if you have a certificate that shows that, okay, you have up to 3 years experience in that particular field, you are good to go. This visa is for you. All right. Now let's look into someone who is self-employed. That means you're a business owner, you have a business. Now, what do you need to do? If you are a business owner and you are aware that your business can survive and operate without you not being present in that particular business area, fine, this is for you. Now, what do you need now? Your business needs to be what? A legal entity. When I mean by legal entity, what do I mean? Your business is registered. You pay taxes. You have company accounts. There's memorandum. There's all these documents that shows what? The legality of that company. That's good. You can as well go for it. All right. Remember, having a business, you also need to show what? Receipt, of business. So whatever you do, that account for what? 2,849 euros per month. And you need what? 3 month statement to go for it. If you want to go for 1 year, that should be like 34,000 euros plus, which is fine as well. All right. You can as well move with family. Then other things follows like insurance, criminal record, and all of that. Mind you, you can't apply for this kind of visa without doing legalization. If you are using your degree certificate or your PCC, you need to legalize it. I know a lot of people who have actually gone through this route, and it's visible. When I mean visible, I mean it's doable. It's not difficult at all. As long as you take what I'm saying from this video, you work on what I'm trying to, what I'm saying in this video, you go make your own research, it's something that is doable. A lot of people have actually gone through this route. It is possible. So let me share my screen with you guys. We'll look at a list of documents that I've prepared for you guys to be aware. And I'll talk about each of these documents and how possibly you can get them or how you can actually work on them and achieve this digital nomad visa if it's for you. The main thing is meeting the requirement. It's doable. And the one thing I want to encourage you is do not overthink the whole thing, because when you start overthinking the whole thing, you start having doubt in the process. Will be what if, what is that? Mind you, one last thing I'll tell you is this. Overthinking doesn't solve any problem, rather it compounds it. If you doubt, or maybe if you are thinking that, okay, do I qualify or not? trying to overthink this whole thing doesn't solve anything. Rather, it will start compounding so many things in your head that doesn't even make sense. I will say you just have this honest discussion with yourself. Do I meet these requirements? I know a lot of people that I've actually spoken to, they meet these requirements. Recently, I know someone who I had one call with him. He earns over 849 euros from America, from a company he works in America. I hope he takes action. I hope he watched this video, and I hope he look into this process. It's not just about school. There's other route that is visible that you can as well look into and see if you can move from there. So apart from that, guys, so let me share my screen. Let's look at some of these documents, possibly how to get them, how to navigate the whole process, and all that you need to know, right? So let me share my screen, guys. See you on the other side. Welcome to my screen, guys. So welcome. Let's get started. Let me make this in full screen. So we start. Yeah, so we are here. Now I've already typed everything to make it easy for us. So which is this here. So let me try to zoom this to make it easy to see. Yeah, so I guess this is fine. All right. So now these are the documents required for the Spain Digital Nomad Visa. All right. So now what do you need first of all? You need the visa form completed, which is pretty simple. For example, if you come here and search for the visa form, this is very, very easy. Say Spain visa form. It's very easy. You see samples online. You can download from there as well. Let me see. Wait for it. Yeah. There's a couple of them here. The thing is, it's still same as every other Schengen visa that you guys have seen before. The form is the same. Just have to tick Spain and all of that. Now, your passport needs to be valid, guys. All right. So this is very, very important. Which is number 2. Then a passport photo, a recent one, which is this one, is very, very important as well. Because when they come to the Schengen zone, there is always a kind of like a format they use for their passport. And most photographers, they know what I'm talking about, so they can help you with that as well. The next one is travel insurance for 1 year, and it must have up to 30k insurance coverage. If, for example, this company called Allianz, they are a company that I've used for insurance. They are good. Allianz Insurance. These guys, so they are good, all right? Yeah, they are good. So they are insurance company. You can use them for this purpose as well. There's another one called ASMAS card. Yeah, ASMAS card, something like that. They're also insurance company that is good as well. So this one, you can use them for the same visa as well. So they are in Lagos as well. You can as well use them. So let's continue from where we stopped. All right. So I've given you guys 2 insurance companies can use it for this purpose. Now the means of sustenance here is very, very important. Remember, you, the main applicant, you need what to show 2,849 euros per month times 3 months. The recommended is 3 months. Or if you want to do 1 year, fine and good. All right. But not if it's 1 year, it will be 34k euros, 34k 144, I believe, for 1 year. And if you want to go with dependent, remember in this kind of visa, you can as well go with dependent. Your dependent needs to show like 50 or 75% of this minimum wage. All right. Then if you have kids, they need to show like 25% of this minimum wage times if it's 3 months you are going for, or if it's 1 year going for. So you need to do the math yourself. All right. Now that's for the means of sustenance here. Now the next one again is proof of accommodation. This way you look at house contract. Now this way you look at, for example, most people tend to use Booking. All right. So if you go to booking.com, most people tend to use booking.com. But I will say to you, who is telling the embassy that you are a digital nomad remote worker, you are showing them you have up to this amount, this S amount in your bank statement. What does it cost you to get a house contract in Spain that is more realistic, that has a Spanish address, that is verifiable? They can always call the landlord and say, hey, this person, is it coming? All right. So to me, I would say at least to be on the safer side, get house contract. It saves more. But if you want to go ahead with booking.com, just make sure that it's a minimum of 30 days. Even the house contract alone is minimum of 30 days. House is always paid monthly for 30 working days. All right. So you just need to take care of this. Remember again, one important thing: if you are moving with dependent, the house probably you'll be getting is an apartment to accommodate the numbers of family members. Maybe if it's a family of 4, a family of 3, or anything at all, you need to put into consideration as well. Very, very important. So the next one again is the police PCC, the police report. All right, it's very, very important. So basically, if you go to, I don't know what. Let me see that website again. Let me see if I can put it up here. PPOSS, something like that. In Nigeria, this is for Nigeria though. For example, I don't know where you're watching from. Yes, so if you want to do your police report, maybe your police criminal record, this is the website. You come here. All right, so PPOSSA, that is police department, something like that. You come here, you fill in the form, do everything, you get the police report, then you take it to Ministry of Foreign Affairs, you authenticate it. Remember, as Kip said earlier, legalization is needed for this visa application. It's very, very important. Then PCC out of the way, then medical certificate as well, proving that you are healthy, you are sound, okay to travel. You can as well omit it if you want, but I will say you add it, all right? You can go to any hospital to get this medical report from a doctor, and you are good to go. Preferably a health center, a government health center is preferably, that I must say, but it doesn't mean that private won't go. If you're using private, go for a good and recognized one, all right? Now, this will now look at a contract or freelance. All right. For example, I said I will talk more on this when it comes to these international workers. I'll speak more on this. But for the contract here, this year we look at the contract, how long is your contract or your freelance agreement. Remember, I talked about the need letter of consent from your employer, showing that they are aware that you want to travel abroad to start working from there, preferably in Spain as well. So this is where they will give you the contract in order to back up your claim for your visa application. Now, your degree comes in now. For example, I said your bachelor's degree, master's degree, it comes in here. But if you don't have it, you need at least 3 years professional experience certificate in that particular field or in that thing you're doing. You need it, guys. Very, very important as well. Now, this is where it comes to moving with family reunification documents. For example, marriage certificate, birth certificate of kids as well. To show that, you guys are moving. You need all these things together, all right? Now, finally, to back up your claims when it comes for the application, home ties. This home ties has to do with, what's going to bring you back? Like, if, for example, these home ties can be landed properties, assets, things you have back home that definitely is going to bring you back. You need to show them that, this is not an escape route to you. You are going there to work remotely. That doesn't mean you are running away from your country, all right? So please be very, very strategic with it. Now, proof of income. Remember, up here, we talked about the financial means. Now we have a proof of income. This is where you show them what to receipt, because you can't just give them statement that have 30k, 34k euros, or that have up to 8k euros in account. How's that money coming in? How did you get it? This is where you have receipts. All right, the receipt where you are paid, like the receipt of each of these months, how much you earned and all of that. So this is where you show the receipt. That's proof of income. Now, for somebody who is moving with degree and all of that, you make sure say is what legalized. Like I said, you can't apply for this visa without legalization. It's very, very necessary. Now, let me bank more on this employment contract or freelance agreement. Now, according to the Spanish embassy, now they said this is the specific requirement for international workers. 1, certification of working for at least 3 months before the visa application. That means you need to be working before the visa application for a foreign company. To this end, the applicant will submit a certificate issued by the company and stating 1, if the applicant is an employee, if you're working for a company abroad, length of the contract, how long are you working with them, 1 year, 6 months, and all of that. The explicit consent of the work remotely in Spain. That means you need to get a consent from them. Hey, you are working you want to start working abroad, and your salary, this way you look at, your payment proof. All right, that's 1. Now, for someone who is self-employed, like I said earlier, if a business person, it flies as well. This way look at the length of the contract. That means your own business, your contract, the terms and conditions of your work are remotely what? In Spain. Okay. For example, you have business in Nigeria, right? What's the terms and conditions for you to work in Spain, like work remotely in Spain? You just have to kind of like draft out the conditions. Okay, how you tend to do that in Spain as somebody who is self-employed, and to make it realistic and visible, that's the consular or whoever that is going to look into your visa will understand, okay, this is doable. All right, it's something that is visible. So guys, that's just pretty much it. So this is what you need. If you can have all these things in place, you are good to go. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. So I just hope you make that move. Like I said, if you are an employee, you're a business person, and you have all these things in place, you are good to go. So that is for this video. If you maybe possibly want me to guide you, hold your hand step by step, or maybe any of my teams as well, you're more than welcome to reach out to us and support us as well.